Hey, it's Jisoo, and welcome back to some more Sifu. Today we're going to be looking into shrines and precisely where to find them and which kind of bonuses you should go for if you want to have a great time in your playthrough. Right now we are in the squads, the very first area where you start the game. After you defeat the bad guys on top of the roof, you want to head straight. You are going to go there either way, unless you take the shortcut. The very first shrine is going to be located right here, and you want to go for Focus Regain. It costs 2000 if you reach the 2000 required score, and you are going to get it right now. The second one is located right after you defeat all the enemies in the room with a lot of money. You want to head straight and then turn left here. There are going to be two very strong enemies you want to take down, so be careful here. I recommend taking down the first one as soon as possible and then focusing on the second one. Right after you defeat this guy, just tease him a little bit, you want to go for the shrine located right here, and we are going to be able to get the parry impact. And the last one should be right after you defeat the big guy and those two little minions. I recommend watching my video on how to max out on the score, because this is going to allow you to always afford the most expensive bonus. And in this game, the parry impact is very important and you want to be able to always afford it, especially in the first two levels, right here where it's almost not expensive. We are into the club right now, the second level, and the first shrine is going to be located on the dance floor right after you defeat the girl, which jumps down after you defeat all the previous guys on the dance floor. We want to be able to afford the Focus Regain, because they are going to be dodging a lot in this boss fight, so this is going to come in handy. The second one is located right here in the place full of fighters. You don't have to find the fighters, but I recommend doing so to increase your score. And right after you do that, you should be able to afford either the parry impact or the Focus Regain. But let's focus on the Focus Regain for now. That sounds redundant. The last shrine in the club should be located right after you defeat those two little annoying fighters twins thingy. And it's right before the boss room. By now you should either have parry impact maxed out or Focus Regain maxed out. So we can either go for the parry impact or the structure regain. It's very important because it allows you to decrease your structure by just dodging the enemy's attacks, which is going to be very useful in this fight. We are now in the museum, the third area, and after defeating all the enemies in this room with a big kunai, we're going to go for the first shrine. We can easily be missed because we tend to head straight for the door, and we are going to increase our focus reserve and then head straight for the second one. The second shrine can be found after you defeat the big guy, this guy, and if by now you haven't got the focus attack called Vertical Strike, you should do so, because it stuns the enemy for 3 to 4 seconds and it's very powerful, but it also consumes 2 focus bars, which is why we're going to head left here and increase our focus reserve a second time at this shrine. It's going to make the fight against the boss significantly easier as we gain focus by dodging. And the last shrine can be found right before the boss fight after you defeat those very annoying girls. And if you have enough, you can go for parry impact, which is going to make the first phase of this boss very easy, especially if you have a weapon, because you are going to be parrying a lot. We are now in the tower, the fourth area. After defeating all the enemies in this room, we should head for the door, then go downstairs, and we can easily miss this shrine at the very end of the hallway by going right here, but we're going to increase our structure regain, because past 2, it's not really needed to have more than 2 focus bars, so we're going to increase our structure regain by dodging instead. The second shrine can be found after you defeat Big Ninja Boot Girl here, which can be a pain in the ass. But right after defeating her, you can access the shrine and we can upgrade our structure regain for the last time. The very last shrine in this area can be found right before you jump into the hole leading you to the boss fight, and here we are going to increase our structure reserve to prepare for the very last fight.
Greetings.
The sanctuary is the 5th and last level of the game, and after leaving the lobby and heading left here, we can access the kitchen where we can find the first shrine of this level. The first shrine should be sitting right here on the counter, and we are going to increase our structure reserve even more. You can also pick up this weapon, which is going to make the upcoming fight easier. And when leaving the kitchen, we want to head straight for the door over there. At this point, we have pretty much everything maxed out in the score area, which means we don't have to go for the max score anymore. We want to take the stairs at the very end of this hallway and then fight the 2 enemies sitting at the window. Beating them means they can no longer intervene in this fight, and after jumping down we can take down this yoga teacher as soon as possible. You can hit those guys too, though they don't give you any bonuses or XP, so you just do it for fun. Head straight for this door and the door at the end of the hallway and open it with your keys. In case you don't have the keys yet, you can go for this door where you can find and fight 2 girls, and after defeating them you can head for the door, which just leads you to the same place you would have gotten if you unlocked the door previously. And this is where you find the second shrine, and just make sure to increase your reserve one more time. And after defeating Big Karateka Man here, we want to make sure we pick up his staff to make the fight slightly easier in the first phase especially. And this is where, right before the boss fight, you find the last shrine. And here you can either go for the durability of the weapon or the weapon proficiency. And that's it. You find all the shrine in the game, and good luck for the last fight. If at any point you find this video very useful, be sure to drop a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. You have many more content on the way, and thank you guys for watching. And remember, be Sifu.